Yeah, here we'll learn few examples on test of hypothesis of single mean. And you are going to test a hypothesis regarding population parameter mu. Population mean you are checking, you are testing, and whose sigma is known, whose standard deviation of the population is known. So you are testing population parameter mean, and whenever the sigma standard deviation of the population is already known to you. So those examples will be seen here. Suppose here is an example. So the question is, an oceanographer wants to check whether the depth of the ocean is 57.4 fathoms or not. It's been already pre-recorded, but he wanted to check whether this measurement is correct or wrong. The depth of the ocean is 57.4 fathoms or not. For that, he has taken 40 random readings at different locations. I mean, sample of 40 readings have been taken, and whose mean is 59.1 fathoms. So this is the sample mean using which you are taking a decision on the parameter 57.4 fathoms is correct or wrong using this sample information. And I also mentioned the standard deviation of the population is 5.2 fathoms. And this is to be tested under this level of significance, 0.05 level of significance. I mean, this is the possibility, this is the probability that your test process may be wrong. So firstly, your concentration, your claim is that the average depth of the ocean, which is really recorded, and that is what you have to check, is 57.4 fathoms. And this is your parameter of interest to check for, to test for. And for that, he has taken 40 random samples, like sample size n is equals to 40. And these 40 readings are having the mean depth x bar. X bar is the sample mean. That's what I mean, use the notation. Like x bar is equals to 59.1 fathoms. So using this information of samples of size 40, I mean using this sample information, whether this parameter is to be, whether this statement about the parameter is to be rejected or to be accepted. That's what your motto, that's what your test problem testing procedure is for, required for. And clearly it is also mentioned in the question that alpha level of significance is equal to 0.05. Your test process may be wrong with this 5% probability. 0.05 level of significance means your test may be wrong, your test process may be wrong with this probability. Now the question is, you can find the test statistic. So if Z is the random variable which is following the normal distribution, this is the standard normal variable, and you take this test statistic for this information to check for is your mean minus mean of all means, like mu, over standard error of the test statistic. That is x bar minus mu divided by sigma by root n. Sigma by root n is the standard error of the statistic x bar. So this is the formula, this is the test statistic we use for in the test process. Now as usual, the statement of your interest, the claim is taken as H naught. H naught is your null hypothesis. So the statement you are checking for is whether mu is equals to 57.4 fathoms or not. This is your motto, this is your interest is to check for whether this statement, whether this depth of the ocean, this much 57.4 is correct or wrong. And you have to frame alternative hypothesis. That should be in a contradictory way of your null hypothesis. That is, I am taking like mu not is equals to 57.4 fathoms. That is how we usually take it. And since it is of not equal to type, we must use two-tailed test. Two-tailed test in the critical region. Whenever you are looking at the critical region, there you have to go for two-tailed test. Now, The other point you have to mention is alpha. Level of significance alpha is also clearly mentioned, which is 5%, or you may be writing 0.05 level of significance. Clearly it is mentioned in the question, we are not taking it by our own. Next is that what is the critical region? Critical region, I mean, where do we need to reject the null hypothesis? In which part? Critical region. Yeah. Since it is already been mentioned, you have to use two-tailed test. Suppose your test statistic, this mean is following the normal distribution in this way, the curve will look in this manner, and there you will be having mean of this standard normal variable z, and you have to take the two-tailed test, means your critical region will be placed in the two tails of this distribution. This is the right tail of the distribution where you may be finding half of your level of significance. The other tail also will contain the critical region, and where you will be finding another half of your critical region, I mean level of significance. So this is your 5%, so that alpha by 2 will be 0.025, and there also 0.025 is the alpha value. See, this is what known as, the shared part is known as critical region. I mean to say, if this is the z value at which the right side is alpha by 2, we indicate that as z alpha by 2. The notation for that critical value is z alpha by 2. And z alpha by 2 can come from the table which is 1.96. So you can use the statistical, normal statistical table at which the right side area of this point is 0.025 will be, and this point will be 1.96. And of course the curve is symmetric, so that you may be writing this point also 1.96, but it is negative of, well, like left side of z 0, so that it would be minus 1.96. So these 2 points are called as critical points, critical values, because in between these 2, suppose if you get the test statistic value z, something like this or something like this or something like this, your z is in between minus 1.96 and plus 1.96, you have to accept the null hypothesis. So this is what called as acceptance region. Whereas this shared part is called as critical region. Critical region means the region where you have to reject the null hypothesis. This part is also critical region. So depending upon your test statistic z is in between these critical values, I mean z alpha by 2 and minus z alpha by 2, you have to accept it. If it is exceeding these 2 values, you have to reject the null hypothesis. So our identification of this critical region is that if the test statistic value, I mean by this formula, if it is more than 1.96 or it is less than minus 1.96, we reject the given null hypothesis. We reject the statement mu is equals to 57.4 fathoms. We need to reject null hypothesis H naught. I mean, using this sample information, whatever the claim is being mentioned, that is to be rejected. So let us check for the value of z, and we are going to use this formula to find the test statistic, and that is x bar here is 59.1 minus your mean 57.4 over a sigma, your sigma is 5.2 over root sample size here is 40, and if you simplify this, the value is 2.067. So this is the test statistic. That is the next step you have to write for, test statistic of single mean. Yeah. Now your z value has come in this way, and your critical region is, I mean in this region, if the z value is in this part, you have to reject the null hypothesis. Now you compare with this value, like where did we get this z? Is z more than 1.96? If it is so, then we have to reject it. If it is less than 1.96, then we have to accept the null hypothesis. That is our critical region is giving you. Now you can clearly observe that this value 2.067 is more than this 1.96. I mean that point would be somewhere here, that falls under critical region. Since your test statistic is falling under critical region, you have to reject the null hypothesis. So that is how we make the decision. Your decision is, since z is greater than 1.96, because z value is equal to 2.067, we really reject the we need to reject null hypothesis H naught. I mean to say the previously recorded depth, whatever is been there, like mu is equals to 57.4 fathoms, is incorrect. I mean, you are rejecting that statement. You no need to accept it under this 5% level of significance. I mean, your test process may be wrong with this 5% probability. This is how we write all the steps in the test process. Now let us look into another question here. Yeah, this is the question. Your mean lifetime of a sample of 100 tube lights produced by a company is 1560 hours. So this is the mean average lifetime of 100 tubes. This is about 100 tube lights mean life. I mean, you are taking a sample of 100 bulbs. I mean, n is equals to sample size, n is equals to 100, and whose mean lifetime is, I mean, sample mean is equals to 1560 hours. And with population standard deviation is also mentioned. Population standard deviation is denoted with sigma, and sigma is equal to 90 hours. This is also been mentioned in the question. And you are testing the hypothesis that the mean lifetime of the tubes produced by the company is 1580 hours. So company is claiming that the average lifetime of a tubeless is 1580 hours. So we are testing whether this statement made by the company, whether the statement about this parameter is right or wrong, whether it is to be rejected or to be accepted, depending upon this sample information. Sample of 100 tubelets are being taken, whose lifetime is becoming only 15 and 60 hours. But our company's claim is that 15 and 80 hours every tubelet will last for. And also mentioned that the level of significance, you need to test the process with this level of significance, 0.05. I mean, your test process may be wrong with this probability, with this 5% probability. There are 5% chances are there, your test process may be wrong. Yeah. For that, I need to write all the steps in this test process, which are null hypothesis, the first step. And this is the hypothesis, the statement about the parameter, what you are interested on. That is mu is equals to 1580. You are checking whether this is to be accepted or to be rejected. For that, you have to frame an alternative hypothesis, H1. And that is a contradictory way of this null hypothesis. So that I am taking it doesn't last 1580 hours. The average lifetime of the tubelet is not 1580 hours. That is what my alternative hypothesis is. Next is that you have to mention the level of significance alpha, and of course it is mentioned in the question itself, which is 0.05. And then you have to identify the critical region in which the statement is to be rejected. So critical region is the region in which the statement is to be rejected. And for that, you take that your sample is following, your sample statistic is following normal distribution. And suppose if x bar is the statement here, x bar is the mean, and whose standard mean can be taken as z, whose mean is equals to 0. And you are taking the two-tailed test. Why? Because you have selected the alternative hypothesis is of not equal to type. So in the two tails of the distribution, your assumption is that your critical region is being placed. I mean, this is alpha by 2. Since alpha is equal to 0.05, this is 0.025, and in the other tail also there is more 0.05 units of area. So your critical region is placed in the two tails of the distribution. And the critical values accordingly, I mean z values, at which the right side and left side of these points is this much of area, can be taken as critical value. The critical value For these alpha values can be 1.96 and minus 1.96. We no need to worry about these values. These values will come from the table, statistical table. You can check out the normal distribution tables where there you can find out these critical values. For this units of area, for this unit of critical region. Okay. Now, of course, you may be denoting with this with Z alpha by 2. And this point is Z, but negative Z. And this table will give you one information that this is the critical region. I mean to say, your Z value, which you can calculate in the next step, is in between minus 1.96 and plus 1.96. You have to accept the null hypothesis. Accept it. Accept the claim. If your Z is more than 1.96 or your Z is less than minus 1.96, I mean in this region, if your Z is falling under this critical region, you have to reject the null hypothesis. Reject H naught. So it is enough to write this statement only while writing the critical region. The other part is obvious. Now, you are calculating the test statistic Z. That is just a formula. Test statistic is the next step. Your test statistic to test this single mean is statistic minus mean of the statistic, but mean of these means is equal to population mean itself, divided by standard error of the statistic. Your statistic, your test sample statistic is x bar here. So that is x bar minus mu divided by standard error of this x bar is sigma over root n. That is your x bar value is 1560 minus your mu value is 1580 divided by standard deviation also been mentioned 90 over root 100. So root 100 is 10, 90 over 10 is 9. This is minus 20. Minus 20 over 9, which is 2.22. Of course, negative 2.22. See, our test statistic Z value is negative of 2.22. Now, you can compare with this statement whether our Z value is under rejected region or under accepted region. That is what we have to check for. It is clearly less than minus 1.96. I mean, this Z value is somewhere here. You can check out. You can guess. That would be negative of, I mean, left side of minus 1.96, which is minus 2.22. That falls under critical region. So that is how we reject null hypothesis. So you are taking the decision lastly. Since your Z value is minus 2.22, which is less than our critical value minus 1.96, we reject the statement made by the company. We reject null hypothesis. The company claim is that tubelets will last 1580 hours. Average lifetime of a tubelet is 1580 hours. But with our sample information and our test process giving you, we have to reject the null hypothesis. Our statement, the company's claim is wrong. And our procedure is correct up to 5% probability. Sorry, our statement may be wrong with 5% probability. That is what your level of significance is. Thank you.